Honorable Chair and members, for most of my life, I have often found myself in peculiar spaces that needed bold voice, a voice to speak for those unable to speak for themselves, a voice of reason and reconciliation during critical make or break moments in our nation and in our continent. And just like the biblical example of Queen Esther, who did not stay silent but spoke out when it mattered and saved the whole nation, my life and work have been deeply affected by issues that inflict vulnerable populations across the great continent. I have done my best to speak out for them, all the platforms that have presented themselves to me. Allow me, Mr. Chairman, to mention a few of them. I have dedicated my life to advocating for empowerment of women in leadership and in governance. I founded the League of Kenya Women Voters to advocate for women's rights and expand participation in governance, and together with other reform-minded groups, we contributed to the push for affirmative action, which culminated in the creation of 47 women representative seats under the 2010 Constitution. Today, I'm humbled to serve as patron of the G7 Women Governors Advisory Council, working to retain and increase the number of elected women governors. Globally, I have participated in Commission of Status of Women held annually since the historic Beijing Conference in 1995, a forum review and evaluate the implementation and advancement of Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. I have equally been passionate about girls' education because I firmly believe it is the most powerful investment we can make in our future, and through that, through Odinga Trust, we champion initiatives such as Linda Kesho. This is a program which addresses the issues of teenage pregnancies and early marriages, and also in support of integrating the young mothers who had already left school to come back to school. I've had also been able to champion nutrition. In the year 2008 in New York, I hosted a high-level roundtable summit for First Ladies in Africa, effective solution and end maternal and child malnutrition, which led to the declaration to include nutrition as a global development agenda. I also spearheaded and launched the first African nutrition policy in Kigali, in Rwanda. I have been involved in several environmentally sustainable initiatives, including collaborating with the late Noble Lorraine Wangari Maathai and her Green Belt movement, and advocacy for such as tree planting. As a managing director of East Africa Spectrum, an environmentally conscious clean energies company, I've championed the promotion, access to clean household energy solutions. Honorable Chair and members, how we manage or mismanage our environment will determine the quality of lives that we live. Through my work, I've seen devastating effects of environmental degradation, especially on vulnerable people in our society. There is lack